Hey everybody, it is Trina from Mindset and Movements, and today we are going to look at the intervertebral discs and how to keep the discs less loaded as we work on strengthening and strength training. It's really important to know that this content is not intended in any way as a medical intervention, so please contact your physician, your physical therapist before starting this or any other movement program. Okay, with that out of the way, the spine is, we're going to look at the spine. So here we're looking at the skeletal spine, and you'll notice that there's actually the discs. And the discs are these slightly translucent breaks in between the bone. So when we look at the spine has a really important job for us. It essentially connects our brain with all of these beautiful nerves, these little yellow structures that are passing out from these passageways in between the bones, and those supply our skin and receive sensory information from our skin and different other organs. And then they also supply motor control and excitation to our muscles. So very important function, really important for us to protect our spine. We only have one of them. When we're exercising, I would argue that the spine is the most important of our musculoskeletal structures to protect. And so many of us have questions about discs and about how to protect our discs. So what are the intervertebral discs? The intervertebral discs are these cushion structures, and they're essentially a very specialized form of cartilage. Outside of the cartilage and continuous with the bone, there is this very fibrous outer casing of the disc. And a lot of times when we have a disc injury, what's actually happening is that we injure or tear a portion of that outer casing. It's really important to know that that outer casing can actually scar down and knit back together. The cartilage inside, if we know cartilage doesn't have blood supply, it doesn't have active nerve supply going to it, and so it can't regenerate or repair itself in the same way that that outer casing can. So it's really important that we work to protect our discs over the course of our lifetime. That being said, many of us will have disc injuries or disc irritations. I like to think of these as like the bumpers on our car. And so it's just, they're gonna get a little tweaky and a little degenerative over time. So one of the most important things to know when you are exercising is the positions that load the intervertebral discs the most, and the positions that offload the intervertebral discs. And then you can use this information when you are going through your exercise program, when you are modifying your exercises. Again, if you have anything going on medically, please talk about this or any content with your provider first. So that being said, the position that will offload this skeleton spine the most is to lie down. So here in this position, this would be just a lying down with a neutral spine. So this is the safest, the most offloaded position for the intervertebral disc. We're not going to get a chance to talk about neutral spine today. That will have to be in another video. Those are very important concepts to work with about knowing your neutral spine through 3 different planes. We work on that a lot in practical strength class. Again, that's beyond the scope of this particular video. But lying down is going to offload the vertebra. It's going to offload the vertebra. If we do any kind of lifting of the spine, the head or neck, like say a sit-up or crunch, that's going to load the disc. So you may have heard that crunches are not safe for the spine. That's true. We learn a form of safe spine crunches in the practical strength class, but truly most crunches are not safe. So notice this offloading position. Another wonderful offloading position to work on the spine is side lying. So side lying will also offload the discs. And again, all of these things depend on this neutral alignment of the spine. As soon as we start to bend the spine in one direction or another, we start to make the movements a lot less safe. The third most safe position of the spine is to have it be neutral when we are on hands and knees. So hands and knees or lying down. These are all gently unloaded postures when the spine is neutral. Very safe, very protective for the discs. Now, as soon as we start to come up to vertical, so when we come up to standing, we have neutral spinal alignment. This is essentially like we're loading the discs, and this is like a 100% of our body weight is coming down now through the intervertebral discs. So knowing our spinal alignment when we are standing up is really important. So this would be like phase 4 of progressing a strengthening program and gently progressing the loading on your disc material. The 5th position would be the position I'm in right now, which is sitting. So I'm sitting up onto a support, onto a bolster, and that helps me maintain my neutral spinal alignment. But still, even so, when I'm sitting, I'm loading my spine much more, loading the intervertebral discs, than if I were just standing upright. Okay, and the 6th and final position that we'll talk about, which is used in a lot of strength training classes and which we don't get into until the very final stages of our strength training, is any kind of forward fold. So we're thinking of like a deadlift, anything like that where the spine is coming forward. That is going to load maximally the discs of the lumbar spine. So again, the positions that are the safest that you would want to start with are keeping the spine in neutral when you are on the ground, progressing to standing, maybe progressing to sitting, maybe eventually when you are really functional and really highly skilled, progressing to some forward fold, some sort of deadlift. Again, notice that the spine can be neutral in that forward fold alignment. Okay, and I hope this is helpful for understanding the different positions and how they load the intervertebral discs. All right, I hope you all have a happy moving, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.